Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today's topic is going to be a little story time, and the topic is let go and trust. Alright, so that's a little bit about yesterday's, control versus influencing. This one's about letting go and trusting. So, it's a beautiful day. Sun is peeking through the clouds. Breathe a couple of nice deep breaths. Look at the beautiful colors on the trees behind me. It's awesome. Breathe in the nature. Exhale the indoors. Breathe in the smiles. Exhale the frowns. Breathe in the trust. Exhale the fear. So I was talking to a friend of mine, Natasha, somebody I've met through the pain community, and she mentioned something about horseback riding, and I started telling her a story, and I'll tell you the story. When my son and I visited Ecuador, we just took a 2-week adventure down there and wandered and drove around the country and ended up stopping in a little sleepy town called Vilcabamba, and looking for things to do, and of course, oh look, horseback riding. So we go into one of the little shops on the main street that does horseback riding trips or tours, and they had a 1-hour ride, a 3-hour ride, and a 6-hour ride. The 6-hour ride really wandered you all the way up into the national park, which was just outside of town. So of course my son, being the adventurer, goes, oh, we should do the 6-hour one. I want to see what it's like up there in the in the park. So of course, not really knowing what I was getting myself into, I agreed to it. And keep in mind, we didn't have riding boots. I'm not an experienced rider. I don't think I've been on a horse since I was 11 at a friend's birthday party where you were at a barn and you just kind of walked around in a circle while somebody led the horse. So I wasn't really riding it, I was just sitting on it. So here I am, completely inexperienced, and I just signed up for a 6-hour ride in the middle of Ecuador. Probably not the greatest thing in the world. But we get on the horse and off we go. And we're clip-clopping through the streets, and then we get to a little bridge. We cross a bridge, then we get into the trails. And before I knew it, I start looking like, where the heck are we going? And the uphill was straight ahead of us. And here I am remembering, oh, we're going to go up into the park. Well, the park is like, the city, it's the town we were staying in was at like 4,000 feet above sea level, but the park was another 3,000-4,000 feet up. So we were going to ride horses up to 7,000-8,000 feet. So we're also in Ecuador, so it's hot, and this was not a horseback ride. This was literally mountain climbing on horseback. So I am literally holding on for dear life as this horse is grunting and sweating as it is climbing up steep inclines of dirt, and I'm just holding on and leaning, and we are on the edge of some really steep cliffs at some point. Trails might be 1.5 feet wide, and this horse is going, and of course I'm terrified, so I am gripping the reins really tight, and I'm trying to steer and stop and slow down and encourage him what to do. And I finally had to come to a point where I finally said, and the horse actually looked like he was getting annoyed with me as I was trying to control his actions with the reins. He would like shake his head, like, stop that. And so I finally had to let go and trust. Now, I didn't completely let go of the reins, but I had to let go of the tension. I had to stop pulling this horse around these trails. Because what I realized was that this horse has done this probably hundreds, if not thousands of times. This horse doesn't want to fall off the cliff and die either. So I had to let go and trust this animal who I had just met a couple hours before, and just literally say, you're in charge, Mr. Horse. And this horse got me safely up and down that mountain. You know, and we got all the way up there. I mean, we, you know, so high up that I could barely breathe. The oxygen was so thin. We parked the horses, let them graze a little bit. We wandered down to a waterfall, and I had to climb back out from where the waterfall was, and I could barely breathe. We were that high up. And so again, the message here as it relates to TMS and this mind-body stuff and I guess this recovery process is to stop trying to grab so tight and make everything happen so you can be safe. Sometimes we just gotta kind of let go, let it be, and trust. Trust that your brain would prefer to be feeling safe. Trust that your nervous system prefers calm, safety, ease, and comfort. And sometimes the tighter we grab the reins and the harder we pull, the more the horse or TMS kicks back at us and gets frustrated and doesn't want to do what we say. This is not a control process. TMS recovery is a matter of accurate knowledge, accepting that, believing that you can get well, and then letting go of the need to control everything, letting go of the fear. So I'll tell you what, there were parts of this trail that we were on where the horse was grunting and climbing and I'm hanging on, and this trail was so well worn that it was down in the mountain and there was like vertical dirt on both sides that I had to like squeeze my legs in so I didn't get slammed up against the dirt and the rocks. There was other times where on the way back down the horse would come and it would stutter to a stop, and it would literally be at the edge of a rock, and it would have to step down or jump down like almost a 2-foot drop. And as it would do that, it would like get moving quicker, and then I'm looking ahead and there's a sharp bend in the trail with what looks like a cliff. And I literally just had to trust that this animal knew what it was doing. I was not going to try to fight this animal on the way down or up. I just had to let go and trust. And I'm going to encourage you, as it relates to TMS and this mind-body syndrome, all these psychophysiological pain disorders and neural circuit disorders, whatever name you want to give it, I want you to trust that that means there's actually nothing wrong with your body. Your brain is just hyper-protective, pulling on the reins so tight that the system doesn't know how to work and it's trying to shake you off. We have to let go of the reins, or at least let go of the tension. And I had to kind of calm my fear down, because my fear was what was pulling the reins so tight and it wasn't working. And so I had to just kind of say, this horse knows what to do. All I got to do is hang on. And sometimes when it comes to this mind-body process, it feels like we're hanging on for dear life. But I'm really going to encourage you to trust. Just to hang on and trust. Your brain, your nervous system, your body, it knows what to do. And this compulsive, all-consuming need to try to control recovery may be keeping us in it longer and delaying recovery. So I just wanted to share that story. Natasha pointed that out to me, because when I was telling her the story, she goes, "Are you doing one of these TMS analogies again?" And I was like, I wasn't meaning to, but come to find out, it really was a really good story to share, and how the need to control and force just made everything a lot scarier. And so when I learned to let go of the tension, let go of the reins, so to speak, and trust the horse, and the analogy of the horse is the brain, body, nervous system. When I learned to trust, the horse kind of said, okay, he's not fighting me anymore, relaxed a little bit, and it took me up and down perfectly fine. It knew to follow the guide who was, you know, the next horse up. I didn't have to really do much. So I had to calm down, stop struggling and fighting this horse, and let it lead. Stop fighting your body, stop fighting your brain, stop fighting your nervous system. because all it does is kind of cause the brain and the nervous system to feel like we're in a struggle, and struggle equals danger, danger equals pain, typically. So, love you guys and gals. Hope you like this story, and I guess we'll talk to you tomorrow. See you later.